Alrighty.
How about now?
Major
We'll
flash
just
warning.
wait here. Mention.
Go.
We'll just wait here for Major Flash to come in. And then I'll go ahead and introduce the course here.
How about now? Can you guys hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Alright, sounds good. And now I can't hear the game. Great. I'm gonna log out and log back in.
Alright, we got a couple minutes. You making your way back in, Mullins?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
I'll start once Mullins gets back in formation, that way he can hear me. Alrighty, can everyone hear me well?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. So, welcome to Combat Lifesaver course. This course is designed to challenge you and test your abilities under medical knowledge. So this is a volunteer course, and as such, you may drop on request at any time. If you do consider to do so, you will fail the course and you won't pass. This class will teach you the fundamentals of basic medical skills, essentially, and it is also designed to assist soldiers in Combat Lifesaver and non-Combat Lifesaver fitted roles to understand all variations of bandages, autoinjectors, and life-saving procedures in a combat environment. This class will also teach soldiers in the usage of buddy aid and first aid protocols. In terms of our disciplinary penalties for the course, any act that is deemed inappropriate, disruptive to the class and or to other students by the cadre, which are on my right and left, will earn the student an immediate dismissal from the course. Examples may be talking whilst the cadre is talking, late to any phase of the course, offensive language, and causing a distraction from the task. Does everyone understand that?
Cool.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. This is a 1 hour and 30-minute course broken into two phases. So the first phase is a prerequisite. Essentially, you will be tasked with basic medical information, and will be expected to perform note-taking. Students will be given a verbal situation concerning a casualty under combat conditions and possible responses. Phase 1, you will receive information on treatment of a patient, basic medical equipment, and ACE medical treatment. Students will be given a live fire exercise, which is on your left-hand side, my right, to carry out the treatment of a patient within a simulated environment. Phase 2, you'll be tested on your ability to perform tactical combat casualty care. Students will be transported via helicopter to Mount Town to perform TCC procedures and techniques during a combat environment. And the final phase, you will be required to request a 5-line medevac. Students will be given a casualty requiring medical evacuation and a patient pickup site. You will be required to request a medical evacuation for your team, transmit a medevac request and all necessary medevac information within 25 seconds. And that will be selected at random. Any questions at this time?
No, Lieutenant.
Well, welcome to Combat Lifesaver course. If you gentlemen follow me, we'll head into the building and we'll start our first prerequisite. Specialist Miss,
That.
are you
Can
able to
you
explain to me the purpose of the Combat Lifesaver?
Yes, sir.
You get that up?
Yep. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Cool.
Loud and clear.
Okay, so the purpose of the Combat Lifesaver. The Combat Lifesaver is a bridge between the self-aid, buddy aid, first, and training given all soldiers during basic training and the medical training given to the combat medic. The Combat Lifesaver is a non-medical soldier who provides life-saving measures as a secondary mission, as his primary mission allows. The Combat Lifesaver may also assist combat medic in providing care and preparing casualties for evacuation when the Combat Lifesaver has no combat duties to perform. Normally, 2 members for each squad, team, crew, or equivalent sized unit will be trained as a Combat Lifesaver. A major advantage of the Combat Lifesaver is that they will probably be nearby if a member of his squad or crew is injured. It may take a combat medic several minutes or longer to reach the casualty, especially if there are several other casualties or the medic is at another location. The Combat Lifesaver is trained to provide immediate care that can save a casualty's life, such as stopping severe bleeding.
Fantastic. So just to add on to that, gentlemen, so that's just our general purpose of a Combat Lifesaver. Now, in terms of our medical staff and personnel, there's various positions within our unit, the 3rd Infantry Division, that you can enter in order to go into the medical section, the 68 Whiskey. So first off, you've got your Combat Lifesaver. The MOS is 11 Bravo. They are an infantryman. The fire team Combat Lifesaver is generally between someone who's that of a private second class to E4 Bravo specialist, and their duties are treatment of minor injuries in a combat environment, and they report to their fire team leader. The second level above that is when you go to medical school and you become a squad combat medic. So the squad medic is generally capped at an E4 Alpha Corporal, and their duties are treatment of all major injuries in a combat environment, and they report to the squad leader. The next phase after that is the platoon medic. The platoon medic is capped at 5 Sergeant, and their duties are treatment of all major injuries in a combat environment and report to the platoon sergeant. Now, the next step above that is the top tier of the medical staff and personnel within our unit, and that is the company senior line medic. Now, generally, the company senior line medic is an E6 staff sergeant, which they are capped at that rank, and they perform treatment of all major injuries of all personnel and report to the company first sergeant. Is there any questions? All right. So if you take a look around the table in front of you, feel free to move around if you wish. You will see the various auto-injectors, bandages, surgical kits, and other equipment used by Combat Lifesavers and 68 Whiskey medic specialists. But what we're going to be focusing is essentially the entirety of the ACE-3 medical system. So does anyone here not know how the ACE-3 medical system already works? To bring that up is essentially your control windows, where you can set a hotkey to H, and that will bring up your medical section or your medical menu. Now, this is where you're able to find if you're bleeding, which blood will appear around the edges of your screen, and it will also show if you're in pain. So if someone's in pain, generally it will flash white around the edges of the screen. So that means that wounds can reopen, they might be in serious pain, and there's various measures that we can take to resolve that. So to go into a couple things here before we go into our sort of simulation phase is just discussing the various wounds and bandages. So I would suggest here, if you've got notes, to take some notes here, because it's definitely important and will definitely help you in not only a Combat Lifesaver role, but in your current roles. I know some of you are in leadership roles, in treating yourself or treating your fellow buddies in a situation where they may be unconscious. So first off, we have wounds. can anyone tell me the different types of wounds that we may encounter on the battlefield? Sergeant Greg?
Falsely wounds, bruised.
Alright, I caught avulsions and velocity wounds there. You seem to cut out a little bit.
Bruises.
Okay. Is there anyone else that would like to add to that? Wounds
PTS
that
slash?
we might see on the battlefield.
Lacerations.
Lacerations.
Cuts.
Yep. Crush wounds, cuts. I think that's
Contusions.
almost all of them listed. Yep. Contusions. So, contusions, mentioning that one, Major, that is the most basic. These are essentially bruises. Okay. They're mild injuries which result from trauma causing internal damage. It doesn't break the skin. They do not bleed. Bleed under the skin. Hence why it is a bruise. They only cause some minor pain. They cannot be bandaged and they don't warrant any alarm. Sort of the next step after that is abrasions. So they're also called scrapes. Just mild injuries caused where the skin is rubbed away by a rough surface. Could be cement, road, fast rope. They barely bleed. Okay, they don't really cause any pain either. These generally don't require the attention of a combat lifesaver. Next up, we have crush wounds. These are ugly wounds. Okay, they occur when a heavy object falls or is pushed against a person, breaking the skin and shattering or tearing the structures beneath. So small crush wounds may be similar to an abrasion. Larger crush wounds could entail a shattered leg in most cases. However, these wounds are only minor. Okay, minor pain, very little bleeding. They're often patient treatable and don't usually require the attention of a combat lifesaver. Next up, we have puncture wounds. Okay, they're not to be confused with cuts. So these are essentially when a sharp object, like a nail or a knife, enters the flesh. Okay, this causes a deep and narrow wound. They cause minor pain. They don't often bleed too much. And these are obviously, again, easily treated by the patient. Don't generally require the attention of a combat lifesaver. Next up, we have cuts. So these are similar to puncture wounds, but inherently different. So these occur when a sharp object slices the skin. Okay, they vary in size. They bleed at different rates depending on the size and depending on the injury. Now, paper cuts, these definitely hurt. This is the worst of the worst. If you get a paper cut, that is probably the worst thing that you can ever get.
Medevac.
Yep, Medivac for a paper cut. For instance, so they hardly bleed, obviously, a paper cut. It's a surgical incision, is what it's classified as, and it bleeds profusely. So fortunately, except for the largest, they don't usually require or cause much pain. These are generally patient treatable. Lacerations. Who can tell me what lacerations are? Anyone got a good guess? Roger.
Lacerations are tears.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anyone else want to give it a go? Agricola? Alright, so lacerations, these are a close relative of cuts. So lacerations, which are also called tears, occur when the tissue is torn apart. Larger versions can bleed considerably, but pain is often minor compared to the size of the wound. This also obviously depends on the size of the injury. Assistance of the Combat Lifesaver may be needed. However, most lacerations are patient treatable. Next up, we have velocity wounds. These are serious injuries which are essentially caused by an object entering the body at high speed. Can anyone tell me what may enter our body at high speed on the battlefield? Private Mullins.
A bullet.
A bullet. What else? PFC
Shrapnel.
Agricola. Yep, shrapnel. You know, shrapnel from a grenade, shrapnel from a vehicle. Okay, these are all things that can travel at high speed and enter our body. They are incredibly painful. Okay, if you've got a chunk of metal entering your body, it's going to be painful. They bleed profusely. So velocity wounds are extremely serious and definitely require the attention of a combat lifesaver. This is probably Major's favourite. If you've ever seen Major LaFlash on the battlefield, he's always got a velocity wound. Next up, we have avulsions. So this would be the nastiest of the bunch. Avulsions occur when a chunk of the body, such as an ear, a finger, are forcibly ripped off from the body. Okay, they are unfortunately extremely common in combat. The pain is incredible. Okay, having a finger ripped off, I couldn't imagine how painful that would be. These injuries are extremely serious, and they require generally the attention of a combat lifesaver, if not as well a 68 Whiskey combat medic specialist. Is there any questions there on any of our wounds that we may suffer on the battlefield? All right. Specialist Moose, if you can take us through the next portion here covering our bandages, explaining the different types of dressings and packing bandages and other sort of bandages that we can use to sort of combat these wounds that we may suffer.
Sure. So first you got field dressings. Field dressings are also called basic bandages, essentially large band-aids. They excel at small injuries, lacerations and abrasions, but lose effectiveness the larger the wound. Use these bandages only for minor injuries, and don't bother wasting your time with bullet holes or avulsions. Next up, packing bandages. They're the jack of all trades, able to deal with most injuries, and especially excelling at the larger ones. They should be a go-to for velocity and avulsions. However, they are basically useless for small injuries, like cuts and small puncture wounds. Elastic bandages. These bandages are excellent on all but the most heavily bleeding wounds. They should be a go-to for everything from abrasions to lacerations, but don't use them for velocity wounds or avulsions. Quick clot. Often hailed as godlike by infantrymen, the quick clot hemostatic bandages have saved many lives. It is coated in a blood clotting chemical and subsequently excels at slowing or entirely stopping bleeding. One weakness is avulsions. Quick clots usually take more than one application to entirely cover a wound, but minimize the chance of reopening. Tourniquets. Not technically a bandage. However, it is a critical tool in battlefield medicine. It can be applied to any limb and completely stops all bleeding by cutting off the blood flow. However, it does not close any wounds present. They must still be dealt with conventionally. The tourniquet causes intense pain after 5 minutes. As such, it should be only used as a quick stabilizing tool until Combat Lifesaver can arrive, and it is not a cure. Next step would be morphine. Morphine is a drug used to both... Sorry, sir? Oh. My mic just doubled.
No, you're all good.
Okay, morphine. Morphine is a drug used both to reduce pain and lower blood pressure, as well as heart rate. The average infantryman should concern himself only with the first use, but be wary of the dangers inherent in using such a substance. Use morphine only if pain is unbearable. Never use an autoinjector more than once in a 10-minute period. A morphine overdose can be identified by an audibly slowing heartbeat. Contact a Combat Lifesaver immediately if you hear your heartbeat. Epinephrine, or epi. Epinephrine is a drug used to increase a patient's heart rate. The drug is carried by Combat Lifesavers and is used to treat morphine overdoses.
Fantastic. So that's just a basic touch on our auto injectors there. Who can tell me, there's one that wasn't listed, what is another auto injector that we may come across in the battlefield? We've covered morphine, we've covered epinephrine. What else is there? Can anyone tell me?
It starts with an A.
Atropine. Yep, atropine. Essentially, this, the purpose of this is it increases blood pressure by restoring the volume of blood in a patient's body. Generally, we will not allow combat lifesavers or general standard soldiers to use atropine auto-injectors in a combat field, but this course will grant you, the qualification to also use atropine auto-injectors, because you essentially learn about it here, and you'll understand it. So it's mainly used to combat nerve agent poisonings, and it lowers the heart rate through a single dose. Okay. Is there any questions at this time? I know
is that one used by Combat Lifesavers? Or is that
yes.
68 whiskey only?
Through the qualification, after you can qualify through Combat Lifesavers course, a CLS will be able to use the atropine. Is there any other questions? All right, so we're going to go ahead and move to the next section here. So this will be phase 1, the live fire exercise. So essentially what will be required for our live fire exercise is you receive, you'll be given a scenario in a live fire exercise, and you'll be required to carry out the treatment of a patient within a simulated environment. So what we're going to go ahead and do here is we'll move outside. All right.
All right, face. Whoa. Steam opened up.
quiz question for you, you students here. So let's say you're on the battlefield. Okay, you're actively being engaged by the enemy. You are pinned down and cannot move. Your buddy, who is 100 meters away from you, is open in plain view of the enemy. He is unconscious on the battlefield, but if you move out to reach him, you potentially can get shot and wounded. As a combat lifesaver, what is your first and foremost duty? Can anyone tell me?
You're first and foremost an infantryman.
Okay, and what would that mean, PFC Agricola? What would I do? Would I go out and get my buddy, or would I return fire to the enemy?
Return fire to the enemy.
Correct. Does anyone object to that? Awesome. So essentially, yes, if your buddy is wounded or a teammate is unconscious on the battlefield and you cannot reach him without posing another casualty, being yourself, you return fire. Your first and foremost duty as a combat lifesaver, knowing that your MOS is 11 Bravo, you return fire and engage the threat. Okay, then when it is, safe to do so, you'll be able to use concealment practices to retrieve your buddy. And concealment meaning smoke and things like that. Obviously, smoke doesn't stop bullets. Okay, it would be a different scenario. There was hard cover being a concrete wall where you could treat your buddy behind. But being an open field in plain sight of the enemy, we return fire, engage the threat, neutralize the enemy. Specialist Moose or Warren Oster, do you guys have any pop quiz questions for these guys? Time's corner.
Sure, go on. You're in a building. It's three of you, your team leader and another machine gunner. Your team leader goes down, gets shot in the head. What should be your first thing to do before you start working on?
PFC Agila.
Good.
First clear the building.
Stay firm. The building's already clear. Sorry.
Oh.
There's only one entrance into the building.
Private Mullins. Private Mullins.
Good, Mullins.
Take his radio and report to everyone else that he's down.
A-firm, you can do that, but also what I'm trying to look for is you want to set security on that first door, so you'd want to get your machine gunner or whoever's there to set security. It's crucial. One guy could walk in that room with an call you out.
It's a very important point when setting up medical points or treating someone, always making sure you have a buddy watching your back. If you're treating a wounded soldier or an unconscious soldier, make sure you have someone pulling security and protecting you, because while your weapon's on the ground and you're providing medical assistance, you can't see what's behind you to your right. Even though it may be clear, enemy can still move into the area after a period of time. So, good answers there. Alright, so essentially what I've got here behind me is the live fire exercise. What you'll be required to do here is move into the live fire room, one at a time, and you will have to find a casualty and then bring the casualty back into this tent here. Right here. And in that tent,
First
you
casualty.
will be required to perform life-saving measures. Okay. Before you guys move in, we'll make sure you have got the correct kit. So, making sure you got the medical kit, Mullins and Major, if you want to come into this arsenal here, I'll make sure you guys have the medical kit. If you guys just want to drop everything in the arsenal. Alrighty, let me grab the kit out for both of you. So this kit here will essentially just give you all the equipment that you will need, including your auto injectors. I'll make sure I give you your radio here as well. Private, I'll give you your kit as well. But just make sure you save it as well. Or if you do ever enter a CLS role, you'll have the kit saved. Use your rangefinder.
It won't let me pick any of it up.
You should be able to hit I. Specialist music got a radio.
Affirm. Frequency?
Jump on 30.
Thanks, Craig. I think I got my mic off in time too. So you didn't hear it, you just saw
Which
it.
one of you fine gentlemen wants to step up and assist your buddies or your fellow teammates in being a casualty?
Ah, hell, I got plenty of practice on it. I volunteer, sir.
We're gonna have Major LaFlash here volunteer as tribute as casualty.
Shoot the major.
Yep. All right. Specialist Moose, take the major in, pick a position,
Copy.
and wound him.
Third.
All right. Which one of
Tell me where to go.
I got the orders to do it, so it's not my fault.
All right. Private Nolan.
Just know promotion board's coming up.
Yeah. Alright. Adios, amigos.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy king. Oh my god, how many shots do you need to do, Moose? Well, and here I am. Wounded.
Private Nolan, are you ready? Follow Specialist Moose in, and we'll be required to find the individual. Line up, you understand all?
Firm.
Just move in and locate him.
Alright, let's go.
You're not here to help me. I might bleed out.
Remember to pop smokes.
At least this gives me some time to go get something to drink.
Let's go. Your buddy's bleeding out. Your buddy's bleeding out. Go get him. Alright, he's in the tent. All right. You can request help from fellow buddies here if you want.
Got it. Can someone start CPR?
Ew.
It goes fast. Alrighty. So, Private Mullins,
Yep.
what I'll have you do is you'll be tasking Agricola here if you require assistance with things to do.
Got
Okay?
it.
So if you need any assistance, you can inform him different things that he can do to assist you. PFC Agricola, if you think that Private Mullins is going to perform something, maybe give him a bandage or autoinjector, and you think it's not the right decision, you can object.
Like, you made it.
Yeah, he's good. He's just in
Job,
severe
boys.
pain.
Whilst I'm in severe pain, so what would we do? He's in
Morphine.
severe pain. Let's hit him with morphine.
Injecting 1 morphine. Major LaFlash,
Away
if you
from that
hear
guy.
if you hear your heart rate, let me know.
Okay.
Alright, so students assess the major at this time, and if you believe that there is something missing that he does require, speak up. Alright, it's a group task.
I'm giving him injecting 500 milliliters saline.
Specialist Moose, you shot me in the head and legs?
And he's good.
Fantastic. The major of a quick heal. Yeah. Feel
That's why I
stable.
injected him 500 milliliters saline.
So we would let the saline do its effect and then keep monitoring his status until he is good and combat effective again.
Yep.
Alright, fantastic. Specialist Moose, any comments?
No, they did. Great job. Job, boys.
Alright. Specialist Moose, if you want to show Major back into the area again, I'll have First Class Agricola jump up.
Yes, sir.
Need I remind you?
Alright, PFC. You saw what we've sort of done there. So
What?
You'll go in, you'll bring the
I said,
back.
need I remind you? Promotion board's coming soon.
Yay. I'll be nice to you, don't worry. Don't worry. There you are.
So once again, here I am,
He's down. Ready to go.
dead.
Remember to use your smoke, private.
Covering fire, come on.
Alright,
What's up, Lurk? How you doing?
you just had a frag grenade on instead of a smoke grenade. I'm gonna check on the major.
Good copy. Continue with the training target.
Major's still up. We're good.
Oh, Major's still fucked.
Alright, continue. Just don't throw any smoke? Or, yeah. Okay. Alright.
I'm being carried.
Alright, Mullins, get on standby. Wait for if Agricola needs help. But do not help him
Could
if
you
he doesn't
bandage,
ask.
Mullins, could you bandage the leg?
You want me to bandage the leg?
Yes, I'm bandaging the torso.
One packing bandage.
Packing bandage applying.
One, I'm not sure if you hear me on this net.
I'm now going to
Legs
the
good.
arm.
Technically mounted to the gun, I
do
can't
the
hear
head?
you all over.
Leg's good.
Can you do the head? Oh,
Yep, doing the head.
I'm going to check his pulse.
Can't give you here whilst you're mounted. For some reason.
I'm performing CPR.
I hear my heart rate.
Checking pulse. He has a heart rate of 100. Checking blood pressure. I'm injecting.
Yeah, you got accidentally fragged. It was supposed to be a smoke, apparently.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay.
Check nappy.
Alright, what's his status looking like? What are we thinking at the moment, gentlemen?
He has a heart rate and blood pressure is alright. He's up. I'm giving him 500 saline. He is in severe pain, so I'm going to inject the morphine. If you hear your heart beating, Major, please tell me.
Okay.
Okay. And if you two are happy with that, you guys have anything else you want to give him?
Can I check his heart rate and the stuff and the such?
Go ahead. Heart rate.
Really low heart rate.
Yep, leave it there. You have you injected him with morphine, so it's gonna do that to his heart rate.
He's still receiving blood, so
Yeah, he's overall good. Yeah.
Keep monitoring your heart rate.
Hang on, let me take a look. Okay, so we've given a what, 500 saline?
yes.
Now I see we've given him a morphine 2 minutes, epinephrine 3 minutes ago, and then a morphine 2 minutes ago. So, does anyone remember the rule of thumb? We don't inject 2 auto-injectors within 10 minutes.
And,
So if you've given an epinephrine, you got to wait 10 minutes before you can give him another auto-injector. If you give him a morphine, you got to wait 10 minutes before you can give him a epinephrine.
alright.
Because that can throw our statistics all off charts.
thing too. You gave him an epi, I believe, when his heart rate was 109. That's what the epi wasn't really needed, but just keep that in mind for next time.
So what can occur if we give two auto-injectors two auto-injectors in under a 10-minute period? Let me just hit the major with a quick heal here. Is in a 10-minute period, as I mentioned, a morphine overdose or an epinephrine overdose can be easily occurred. Okay, this could be a slowing or speeding up of a heartbeat. So generally, if that starts to happen, then a combat medic will need to come in and then assess the situation. So we will always want to avoid overdosing on auto-injectors, so that's why we use that rule of thumb. If someone injects an auto-injector, we have to wait 10 minutes before we inject another auto-injector. That's why we use our verbal communication. I'm injecting, a morphine, and that way someone may say, stop, don't do that. Okay, or someone might be there of higher qualification. If you're ever in the field and a combat medic is with you, always ask them first. Okay, they've got 68 whiskey training, they're more experienced. So if you believe, if you're going to inject them with an auto injector,
What's up, Commander Root?
with the medic specialist first. Okay, and they will be able to give you advice. Any questions?
So if you inject someone, say, like you said, with 109 heart rate, and you inject them with the epi, can't they go into cardiac arrest?
Alright.
Yeah. So if you
Keeping that in
inject someone with a morphine and then epi within a 2-minute period, as was done with the major there, they can potentially go into cardiac arrest. Okay, it's going to put their heartbeat out of rhythm because you've just injected them with something to, increase their heart rate, and then another one to lower the heart rate, and that's just going to throw everything out of balance. All right. Any more questions regarding that? All right. Let's have Private Melons. You're going to be my casualty. We're going to have Major LaFlash here go into the section. Alrighty. Have you grabbed your rifle out, Major?
What about smoke grenades?
Smoke grenades are okay. No grenades.
Alright. Smoke equipped.
Nice. So you're aware what to do, Major. Go in, locate the casualty, pick up the casualty, and bring the casualty back to...
Am I live firing?
You will not be shooting the M2 gunner.
I am not.
Yeah, you're not.
Okay. But I can, like, shoot rounds around? I don't...
Yeah, you can use suppressive fire to move to certain positions to locate the casualty.
Okay.
Ready to go?
Good to go. Moving in. All
Moving in.
Good to go, mate.
Covering right. Smoking. Covering. Locating.
Major, you good?
Nope, I'm down.
The Major got shot by a 50 cal.
Well, now. I was undercover and all.
I just see you going in the smoke. I could see a blood squirt.
Located.
Yeah, let's just.
Moving patient. Falling back.
Ceasefire over.
Assessing. All right, Cola. Go ahead. Start bandaging the legs. I'm gonna grab the head.
Alright.
As we can see here, no injuries on the arms, but there is significant injuries on
Got-
head, torso.
Torso. We got bandages. All right, we're set there.
Legs alright.
Checking for pulse. No heart rate found. Angola, go ahead. Start CPR.
Alright. Bottom CPR.
Good communication skills, guys. Keep it up.
Checking blood pressure.
And phone.
No.
Foreign
Failed to find a blood pressure. Checking pulse again.
Load up the very shortly.
All right, no C. Go ahead, inject. I'm gonna inject 1 epinephrine. Continue CPR.
Right. Bottom CPR.
Checking pulse. Heart rate 121, so a bit high here. I'm gonna give 500 milliliters saline. Left arm. Checking blood pressure. 129/86. It's pretty damn high. Let this saline sit in. Heart rate has dropped to 114, so we're going down. I should regain consciousness here shortly. We regain consciousness. He's in severe pain, which he'll have to kind of suffer through for another 8 to 9 minutes.
Major LaFlash, my leg.
Am I stepping on it?
No, it hurts.
Oh, minor bruise. You are right. Yeah, 4 more in the chest. Actually, I only have a tourniquet available to me. Let me check my pack. Why isn't it seeing the stuff that's in my backpack? I guess so.
Odd.
Yeah. Alright. Checking heart rate one last time. see where we stabled out at. 103, so that's coming down. Back into the normal range. And blood pressure is just a titch high. But that's probably because of the pain. Lost some blood still. I'm going to give you another 500. You'll really have to pee. Per Mullins, do you see any blood spots or hear your heart rate at all?
Nope, I'm good.
Alright, we're gonna put one more check.
Yeah, this was the last one, so we're not going to be doing it anymore. Gabi, I believe we lost both of our Euro time zones, so it looks like they're both having issues. Alright, are you happy with that, Major Rock Flash?
I just wait a couple more minutes and administer morphine, and he should be good to go. Right now he's probably just seeing a bunch of white lines around. His heart rate is coming into more normal range. We're under 100 now. Slowly dropping back into the normal range, and blood pressure is just a little high, which is common with severe pain or pain. Same thing with the heart rate. So once a morphine would be injected here, in about 6 more minutes. But he's all fluids up. Couple bruises. Once he'll suffer through.
Fantastic. Specialist Moose, do you have any comments?
No, you guys did well. Actually only one thing. Yeah, the guy checking pulse while somebody's
CPR?
doing CPR. Yeah, you're only gonna get a reading of like 29 or whatever.
Mhm.
So that confuses you. Just
Which tells me he's not doing CPR to standard, 100 beats per minute.
exactly. That's what I was thinking. So, but yeah, other than that, good job, boys.
Am I good to stand up?
Alright. Alright, gentlemen. So all of you did really well on that phaser. I'm very pleased with how you performed. Your communication was definitely up to standard. So the ability to perform, medical treatment, given the basic live fire exercise that you received, you guys all carried out treatment of a patient up to the standard. Okay. So the next phase here, you'll be tested on your ability to perform tactical combat casualty care. Will be transported via helicopter to Mount Town to perform TCC procedures and techniques during a combat environment. Now, if you need to get more medical equipment, these two boxes on my left and right out here should have the medical equipment required to fill up your loadouts. Specialist Moose will grab ours.
I can run machine gunner, I guess, again.
Yeah.
So does blood and all that spoil in game?
I don't know.
And are we allowed to carry that?
I'm not sure either.
I believe both answers are yes to spoiling and no, we're not allowed to carry it. But
Yep.
we'll ask the instructor.
So, I heard that question there. In terms of blood, so no, you are not allowed to carry that. We only allow our medic professionals to carry blood. Realistically, within 30 minutes, blood is spoiled. Okay, as soon as it's taken out of its cooler, Within 30 minutes, it will be spoiled and can no longer be used.
Got it.
Obviously, adapting to the simulation of armor, we allow our medics who go through further rigorous training to use blood packs. But generally, you guys will just carry saline.
Got it.
What's the difference between blood and plasma that's listed in the pack there?
Who can tell me that? Anyone actually know?
Isn't plasma more thick?
Plasma has the platelets in it that helps heal, coagulate wounds. I know that.
Processed into blood faster than.
So, plasma, not something we essentially carry or use at a combat lifesaver level, but it constitutes for a percentage, around half a percentage of a blood volume. So as Major mentioned there, that would be correct. So it's like a straw yellow essentially. And yes, it does have clotting factors in it as well. Does sort of answer your question there, Major?
Oh, thanks, Lieutenant.
To an extent. Anyone else have any other questions? No questions? Alrighty. So, essentially, as I said, we'll be heading to the CQB area, where we will be tasked with moving into a town facility. This is a combat simulation where Russian soldiers have shot down a United States military UH-60 Black Hawk, which has crashed inside the town. You guys, as the QRF, or the Quick Reaction Force, will be tasked to move into the town, eliminate the Russian enemy force, and locate any friendly soldiers if they are there. Is there any questions?
So this is a live fire exercise to where we will be engaging?
Yes, this is your live fire exercise where you will be engaging an enemy element.
Do we know the, I guess, uniform of our enemies?
Yep. So it is Russian. Is a Russian uniform and a green fatigued camo pattern, similar to that of the MRAP behind me.
Okay.
Any other questions, gentlemen?
Oh, sure.
Good to go.
Specialist Moose will be your automatic rifleman that will help protect you guys and lay down fire if required. You guys will come in at a landing zone and then will be tasked to move in and bound up to the Mount Center. Okay, this is just before the final phase of the course. Private Second Class Mullins,
Yep.
you will be the team leader in charge. Understood?
Got it.
Major LaFlash, Private First Class Agricola, you both will be the assisted rifleman and combat lifesaver of the team.
Heard.
Alright.
Okay. If you gentlemen require, quickly connect up. Make sure you've all got the group together in the same group. That way you can all see each other.
I guess Mullins will join you.
Set frequency to 112.
112.
Okay.
Radio check.
Name of Charlie.
Radio check.
Name of Charlie.
Radio check.
Lima Charlie.
All right, good to go. Let's move to the Black Hawk weapons out. Six zero radio check over.
Don't mind me.
You read me on 6-0, Warrenos?
Earplugs in, gents.
Alright, go ahead and board the aircraft. 6-0 radio check over.
I'll be right back. I'm back.
All line over.
Alright, once we land, get off and set up 360 security and wait for the bird to leave.
Heard.
Alright.
Smoke on the right side.
See it? PID targets. Out, out.
.360 set, direct east.
Alright boys, wedge on me.
Alright, Private. Our objective is inside that town, so let's take your team and let's get them up to that town.
Radio check.
Lima Charlie.
Good copy, over.
Alright, hold at this tree line. We're gonna do a 2-man bounding. Specialist moves, move over to my spot.
can't hear you very well.
You're good. Alright, me and Major are gonna move up to the left side of that position if you can cover us while we move.
Stay firm.
Take
Shots.
five.
Hold that.
Saw is set.
We moving?
Negative, not right now.
One contact down by the BTR.
Copy.
The downed BTR, I should say.
Me and Major are moving. Alright, let's move.
Stay firm.
Popping smoke. Alright, if clear, go ahead and move up.
How about that moving?
Moving.
Contact left side,
Engaging. Engaging.
just to the left of you.
Major, I'm going over top of you.
Moving.
He deflated. Contact just over this wall.
One contact down.
Reloading. Alright, Major, you're gonna be point. Take this first right building, 2-door building. AR, watch back.
Clear.
Alright, come back out. Go ahead.
Move forward.
Okay, you watch back.
Breach.
Going in left.
Clear. Another door.
Rolling door. Breaching.
Set.
Going left.
Clear. Way to go, leading outside. Falling back. Coming out. Two coming out. Alright, move. Contact to the rear.
Alright, he's down. Saul will get rear.
Got it.
Contact. Okay.
Cole is wounded.
Got it.
Setting
Major,
security.
seal us.
Moving here,
always
Cola.
have boots in the back, watching the back.
Stand by.
Bandage from Shelford.
Move into the building.
Alright, minor bruise to the chest
I'm moving in.
and your arm.
Watch
So
the
really-
entrance.
Alright, Marlon, I'm with you. You want to clear this next door?
Got it.
One light morphine is really all you need. Do you want one?
Good copy, over. I'll hold this door.
Oh, I just go through, so.
What's that?
Is Agricola good?
Yeah.
Some blood loss. Injury mostly to his left arm. He's good. It's combat operational, anyway.
Agricola first out. Moose, watch behind.
We got an opening.
On you. Pie it. Just pie it.
Copy. Look clear.
I'm gonna move up to the other side.
Moving up.
Go ahead. Alright, Moose on you.
Open door.
Contact just outside this wall.
He's down. Go ahead and move across. Move across, you're good.
Got one door.
Alright, go ahead. Go ahead, Major.
Breaching. Left. Another door. Breaching right. Multiple targets down. Got one more door to the right. I'll cover the main door here.
An enemy
Be
helicopter.
advised, enemy heli.
Opening door.
Stay down.
It's landing.
Clear. Clear.
Closing main door.
Enemy heli incoming.
Enemy heli incoming, over.
2 coming out, 3 coming out.
Hey, AR, light that up.
Taking cover. Taking cover.
Get inside. Get inside. Get inside.
Last in. Status.
I'm green.
I don't think my 5.56 did much.
Enemy down. Alright. I'm gonna open this door so someone can cover me while I open it.
Cover.
Alright, Major, I'm gonna check left real quick.
Cover. Right.
Left clear. Right clear. Alright, stay along the side of this building.
Clear. Target down across the road. Moving across.
Okay, we got contact in this next building over to the northwest.
Got it.
Get ready.
Alright, move in, move in, move in.
Clearing second floor.
Contact is on the
Got a door top.
Got it.
Ready?
Got right.
Putting.
Crossing.
Alright, we're in the building just across from you, in the second story. Alright, I'm hurt a little bit. I'm gonna check on myself.
Covering. Then cover for me too. I took a round.
I got you.
Friendly coming out.
We got 2 friendlies topside.
Got it.
Copy that. We're coming to you. Go ahead.
Alright,
Move across
I'm
the
good.
street.
Alright,
Copy.
let's move out.
Cover for me quick, Colin.
Got it.
I got a severe
Move out of
pain.
the-
Left fractured arm.
Alright, moving.
Got it. Go ahead.
Alright, go inside the.
Coming upstairs.
Anagola, I'm gonna need some treatment here. Got a applying a splint to my
Do you
right
have
arm.
any idea where the fire's coming from?
The fire's coming from
I believe it's
southeast.
coming from a southeast,
Flying,
over.
clear, slant.
Got it.
Where that
Minor bruise.
Alright,
And auto ejector back a long time ago. I'm gonna give myself a morphine here quick.
check it.
Alright.
AR is watching stairs.
Got it.
Alright, flash is up. Ready to move.
They're in the tree line.
Got it. AR, come upstairs.
I'm already upstairs. Where is he?
Alright, so
Covering
you
the door.
and who is the assistant auto rifleman?
Both
That's up to you. I don't know.
Cola and I both were.
Okay. So you and Cola stay up here, and you guys watch that tree line while we go check for casualties on the Black Hawk.
Copy that.
Got it. Alright, we'll flash on you.
Moving.
Smoke off
Left.
to the left.
I only have red.
That's fine. Popping red smoke. Get behind it for cover.
No bodies seen.
Got it. Alright, check this building to our right.
Hooking.
Alright, breaching.
1 target down.
You hurt?
Minor.
Got it. Alright, I'll
Checking.
cover you while you heal.
Left side arm. 1 bruise and an avulsion. Packing bandage.
Enemies to the northeast.
Set, green.
Green, good. Alright.
Be advised, Agricole is down. I'm performing 8 on him now.
Copy, we're gonna move back to you.
One in.
Alright, drag him out of the line of fire.
Close that door.
Alright, check in. Fine packing bandage to chest.
Did we find any crew for the aircraft?
No crew found.
Alright, possibly being in a building or something.
We were 2 buildings down on the right, searching. Still got a couple more to go.
Packing bandage to right arm. AR, get your gun up, get someone else to come.
Copy.
Copy that.
Swapping out.
I will hold stairs.
Alright,
Here,
we got
as soon as you open that door, there's gonna be guys straight to those windows.
minor chest wound. Looks like blood. I'm going to
Alright, I'm gonna start CPR.
copy. Should I push some?
Starting CPR. Alright, after I'm with the CPR, tell me how its heart rate is.
Copy. Checking pulse. Checking pulse. None. Continue CPR.
Got it.
Door.
Alright,
I'm black. I'm black.
Copy.
black.
Swapping out.
Yep.
One out.
Box.
Find the window here. No eyes.
Copy that.
Alright, I'm gonna keep an eye on him. He's green for now. He just has to wake up.
Roger. Alright, do we, me, you, Major, want to push out and we'll have Moose monitor Agricola?
Got it. Alright,
See if we can locate that air crew.
Alright, let's move.
are you ready to move out? We're gonna have to make this quick.
Wait,
Door
let me
open.
reload.
Let's go.
Moving.
To go.
Pushing right.
Just move quick.
Contact backside.
100 meters right.
Damn.
No eyes.
He's behind
Thumbs up.
that Ural. He's behind the Ural.
One in.
Moving in. Alright, this is secure in here.
Yep.
Watch these windows.
Yep. Alright, clearing right. Right, clear.
Ready?
Bracket. Got one pilot.
Right, got stairs.
Moving stairs. Sounds like we got an APC rolled in. Or of some sort.
Got it.
Clear?
Yep, open. Clearing left.
Went. Clear right.
Alright, there's still
Alright,
enemies.
look at
to the
it.
northeast. Good check on him.
Assessing the pilot.
Zero. You looking okay?
Pilot is green. Pilot is green.
Move sit rep.
Agricole is up. I'm engaging contacts northeast in the field.
Got it. We are to your west. If you come out, we are the third building, the second building past the heli.
Affirm, moving to you now.
Did we do we know how many were a part of this aircrew?
There was only two.
Only 2, so we still need one more.
Two pilots. Alright, we'll come back for, we'll be able to come back for him. That's called.
Got it. Alright.
Got a door to the right.
Got it.
I'm gonna monitor with the
Stairs, moving up. Oh, window behind, window behind.
Move across, move across.
Target down. Woo! He ain't friendly. Moving up.
On you. Go ahead.
One door.
Clearing left. Clear.
Alright, assessing myself quick. Took a round.
Alright, you're good. Alright, I'm gonna close. Actually, I'm gonna keep this door open. Just check for enemies.
Hello, Dayton.
Taking fire! They are 2 are straight east.
East side tree line. East side tree line.
Enemy fire! Ready. Another one down.
Why would this guy open the door?
Medic! You good?
I'm still. Alright. Yep, should be good.
Where do we want
Taking fire! Jesus Christ, I ran out of bullets.
Same here.
Let's move across.
Moving.
Quick clear this over here. Opening door.
Clear the left side. Got 2 doors. Clear the first right.
Clearing left.
Clear. Let's backtrack. This other one. Set.
Opening door. Oh, he is God mode.
Oh.
Oh, never mind.
Nice, Gunnar.
Moving. 2 out. Alright, opening door. Pod.
Left side.
Opening door.
What happened to the
Right clear.
Room clear.
Should be there, isn't he?
negative?
Oh, he's right there.
Opening door.
Oh, that's a pilot. Whew, I didn't hit him. He has a gun though.
Area clear. Alright, checking him. We have another pilot.
Good copy, that's both pilots, over.
Alright, I'm gonna pack his right leg.
Copy.
Provide cover, please.
Covering.
Contact
check 6-0
east
over.
now from the first pilot's location.
Good copy.
Visual flash, are you able to inject saline?
Copy. Negative, not getting the option.
I think it's because Lieutenant Lambert took our perms.
Shouldn't have.
Yeah, when I checked someone's heart rate, it says strong instead of an exact number.
Okay, that must have changed between. Hold on. Alright, you should be able to.
Area clear. I'm gonna inject 500 milliliter saline.
Oh, look at that advanced perms again.
Alright, I'm gonna get with Agricola and try and get in a medevac.
Got it. Alright, so Major, if you want to escort this guy to the front, we're gonna get both the pilots together.
Solid.
Alright.
Okay. So
Allow me to
change
go
your
first.
frequency to 60.
Alright, moving.
Alright.
2 coming in. Closing door.
Taking high security.
Alright, let me know once you've set it to 60.
I'm already set it at 6-0.
so you're Scorpion 2-2. So I want you to say Scorpion 2-2, Hawk, say when ready to receive Medivac 5 line over. Okay, so again, it's going to be Scorpion 2-2, Hawk, say when ready to receive Medivac 5 line over.
Alright. Scorpion 2-2, Hawk.
Say when ready to receive
Bonds
Medivac 5
DC.
line.
Medic line 5-5.
Mullins DC, taking command.
Alright,
Right.
so let's get a grid. 023013. Okay, so what we're going to be saying now is you'll say grid 013023.
0, 1. Alright.
Yep, so 013023. That will be line 1.
Hi. Hi, love.
So say line 1, grid 023013. So line 1, grid 023013.
Alright. Line 1, grid 023, grid 013.
And then you're going to say line 3, 2 packs, and then say alpha.
Line 3, 2 packs, alpha.
And then we're going to say line 4, papa.
Line 4, papa.
Then we're going to say line 5, Sierra, Bravo.
Line 5, Sierra, Bravo.
And then say how copy, over.
How copy, over.
So essentially, hold on, wait for a readback.
Alright.
So he's requested a readback for line 1 and line 2. So what we're going to do there is so going to say grid, so colon again, say Hawk, line 1, grid 023013.
Hawk, grid 013, 023.
And then say Hawk 1, Falcon Net.
Lima Charlie.
Yeah, Hawk 1, Falcon Net.
Hawk 1, Falcon Net.
Then say 2 packs Alpha.
2 packs, alpha.
Then you'll go into say November troops. So say November troops. Now you'll say Hawk, Scorpion 2-2, Hawk 1, good readback. So Scorpion 2-2, Hawk 1, good readback.
Scorpion 2-2, Hawk, good readback.
All right.
Sorry, boys, my head popped.
You're all good.
You should have said friendly's entering. I almost lit you up.
Oh, that's
All
my
right.
fault.
I got one contact out here. I'm gonna engage.
100 meters, front! Soldier, 100 meters, front!
Contact is down. I'm grazed. I'll get myself.
Got it. Alright.
That damn left arm again.
All right. I'm gonna grab one of these hostages. Someone can grab the other hostage.
Alright, I'm gonna close the door. Alright.
I'm green.
Alright, let's move down.
All right. Where's my team leader?
Right here.
Okay. We need to move to grid 023013. Zero 013023 on the map. Should just be below us. Yep.
Got it.
Alright. Lead the way.
Hold security on road.
Moving.
Gotta move fast.
Alright, moving down the road.
Moving.
Mark 1, this is...
Clear.
Alright, move, quick.
Not clear. Contact.
You good? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. He's up still.
Keep moving.
Alright, keep moving.
Form wedge on me. Get the HVTs in the middle. Alright, move.
Eyes on bird.
We're moving more south.
Make sure it's blue smoke.
Form 360 with 3 HVTs in middle.
Scorpion actual Hawk.
AR got west.
Purple smoke was...
East side. Little flash. Final approach. Bird's on the ground, pull back. Mullins is down again. Taking command. Taking command. Go ahead, once you put your guy in, load up. Alright, Moose. Last in. Alright, team's green. Checked all statuses. On the ground, disbark.
Spike 130 close.
Alrighty. So this is the end of our Combat Lifesavers course today. That was the completion of the final 2 phases. So just a little recap there. We completed phase 2, where we performed tactical combat casualty care. We were transported by helicopter to Mounttown to perform TCC procedures and techniques during a combat environment. And then the final phase, at random selection, Private First Class Agricola was selected to request a 5-line medevac. So we had 2 wounded pilots from the downed Black Hawk. So we gave a casualty report and a patient pickup site and successfully evac'd back to our medical headquarters. So overall, you guys did fantastic today. I always love running these classes. I know we had a little bit of connectivity issues on the European side of the world today. We had 2 guys that were here earlier, and now they can't be here because they're having issues with Steam, with TeamSpeak, with all sort of things from their European side of the world. So unfortunately, that occurred today.
Sorry, Greg.
Yeah. And then a couple others, I know Prophet Mullins and a few others had some issues as well. So not too sure what was happening. We just didn't have luck on our side, I guess, today with internet. But overall, it was a fantastic course. Specialist Moose, any comments as co-instructing today?
No, other than you guys did fantastic. Mullins, great job team leading. You kept the guys together. You made sure everybody's keeping security, and yeah, good job.
Gentlemen, just a couple points where this course can lead you is being able to go into 68 Risky Combat Medic Specialist School, and there should be one coming up towards the end of the month here. So towards the end of September, the Force Improvement Group is looking to host a 68 Risky Medic School to get people qualified. Combat Lifesavers is a requirement for that. You guys are Combat Lifesaver qualified now inside the operation as well. When you load up into Combat Lifesaver slots, you'll have abilities, to be able to give, as you did today, morphines, epinephrines, insert IVs. You should be able to do those things. Going to medic school will get people qualified and how to use stitching equipment and other equipments as well.
Because
in the medical field.
Quick question on those positions. Now, even though that these soldiers completed Combat Lifesaver, they still have to be selected or put into that as their fire team leaders. Still responsible for announcing that, right?
Yes, so that is correct. If you're not a Combat Lifesaver already, gentlemen, or in that position, to go into that position, you would need to speak with your team leader or your squad leader and actually be assigned to a Combat Lifesaver position.
And then follow-up question. The 5-line medevac. Now, we only practice with one lucky soldier, PFC here. Now, is that more of a 68 Whiskey task? That's why we're kind of just getting a brief overview of it?
Yes, so our request of a 5-line medevac, we have rewritten the Combat Lifesaver course, and ideally, once the cadre manual's completely written, we're going to have a student variation of the 5-line medevac, so anyone in the third ID would be able to access that. Obviously, if you've done it, you'd know how to call it in and things. But in terms of your question there, Major, we only do it, we select sort of one student because Combat Lifesavers generally won't be calling in a 5-line medevac. That is something that you will learn individually when you attend 68 Whiskey. So at random, we select a soldier in Combat Lifesavers to do the 5-line medevac. And then if you go to 68 whiskey,
Any
to
questions you want me to
continue,
ask, Greg?
you know, a medical career in the third ID, then that's when everyone will individually go through that 5-line or 9-line medivac process. So you'll have one-on-one discussions with a cadre or instructor member regarding that. And that's when you'd most likely use it as well. You know, if the squad goes down, the squad medic steps up, takes charge, and then, if required, would call in a medivac. There's many positions, you know, squad medic, team leaders, all the way before a combat lifesaver. So generally, they won't be calling in medivacs. Any other questions?
Yeah, are we able to go through that course and keep our 11 Bravo position?
Say that again, sorry?
Are we able to go through that course and keep our 11 Bravo position, or if we go through that
The medic
course,
course?
we go... Yep.
Yes. So if you go to the 68 Whiskey Medic School, anyone can attend that. You don't have to go into a 68 Whiskey position, but what it does mean is you'll be qualified as a 68 Whiskey Combat Medic Specialist. So in the future, if you do decide that you do want to go into that position, you've got that qualification on record, so you don't have to then attend the next course. It doesn't mean you're waiting on it. You've already got that qualification, so at any time you can go into that position if the billet's open.
Got it.
And you get selected, of course, as well. Now, Combat Lifesavers is a lot of information. Us instructors have sort of squeezed down a lot of Combat Lifesaver manuals that have been gathered. So we are working to write up a student manual as well for anyone inside the third ID that will receive the manual. And you guys can obviously print that out, or you could even use that while you're actually in operation as well. So you know certain things, you can have a look. Okay, this person's got this heart rate. What do I give them? Do I give them epinephrine? Do I give them morphine? So we'll have a student version coming out in the next couple of weeks as well for you guys to sort of keep by your side in operation. All right, any other questions?
Negative.
All right. You guys, just two courses here that are coming up. So next week we have land navigation course. I highly recommend signing up for land navigation. It's a requirement for Ranger School, Airborne School, Air Assault School, Expert Infantryman badge. So if you want to go to any of those advanced schools, you must have land navigation to attend. And we've got another school coming up, I believe on the 20th of September, so in a couple of days, which is our sister unit, 173rd Airborne School. So you can sign up for that if you tick off all those requirements, which are on the sign-up sheet. So jump on the calendar and take a look at our next upcoming courses.
So the land navigation is after the airborne course. So do we
This
sign up
airborne
for
course,
land navigation?
So this airborne course, you don't have to be land navigation qualified, because we just tested that course the other week. Essentially, we just sort of wrote up the manuals, and our last one was last week. So for this airborne course, you won't need to have a land navigation certification, but for all future courses, yes, you will. But for this one, no. But you do still need to meet the other requirements that are on the sheet. So take a look at the sign-up thread for that one. Right, without further ado, class, you are all dismissed, and congratulations, you all passed. So fantastic.
Oh.
Wow.
Go chill with my homies over here. What's up, bro? Phoenix Squad. What is the Phoenix Squad? All right. Well, that's all I have for right now. Thanks
Yeah.
for watching.
Almost. Long way for him.
We will probably be playing a little bit more tonight, and then also throughout tomorrow, hopefully. So, but right now, I got a task I got to go do on the honey-do list. So, appreciate you all watching, and have a good night.